What does this word mean to you? Reincarnation. Are there two voices in your head? One that knows it's the truth and the other one that isn't so sure? Because, do we really know anything for sure? At least these two voices are definitely in my head. I was raised a Hindu, which Hinduism is a religion in India where the concept of reincarnation is freely discussed. In Hinduism, the term moksha is the ultimate goal and symbol of spiritual perfection. It is a concept that stands for liberation of the soul from the cycle of life, death, and rebirth. In many parts of Asia, the dogma of reincarnation is accepted. I was born in India, but I was raised in America, so I'm kind of skeptical, but also a low-key believer. I'm here to share reincarnation research focusing on the groundbreaking work of Dr. Ian Stevenson at the University of Virginia. Dr. Stevenson's studies on children's past life memories have provided intriguing insights into the phenomena of reincarnation. Later on, I'll share some stories I dug up on the internet, and then I'll let you decide if you believe in it or not. The real question is all of this really just a coincidence? Let's dive in. Who was Ian Stevenson? Dr. Ian Stevenson, a renowned psychiatrist and chairman of the Department of Psychiatry at the University of Virginia, dedicated 40 years to researching reincarnation. Starting in 1961, Stevenson investigated cases where children spontaneously remembered past lives. His choice to focus on children stemmed from the belief that they were less likely to fabricate such memories. Key findings in Stevenson's research. By 2018, Dr. Stevenson and his team had compiled over 2,500 cases of childhood past life memories. Out of these, 1,567 cases were validated through research, and another 150 were tentatively identified. Here are some of the common features observed in these cases. Early memories. Children often begin recounting past life memories around age 3 and stop by age 7. They might recall different names, families, and locations from their supposed past lives. Details of past life deaths. Many children remember traumatic or violent deaths from their previous lives. Interestingly, birthmarks or scars in their current life sometimes correspond to wounds from the past. Identification of past families. In some cases, children have accurately identified family members from their past life, and these families often accept the child as a reincarnation of their deceased relative. Consistent traits. Personality traits, preferences, and even physical appearances can carry over from one life to another. Gender usually remains the same, with changes occurring in only about 10% of the cases. Renewed relationships. Reincarnation often involves the renewal of past life relationships. For example, the Burmese twins reincarnated as twins, demonstrating how souls may plan to reunite in future lives. Memories between lives. Some children report memories of the spirit world or the interval between their past life death and their current birth. On average, this interval is around 4.5 years. Legacy and continued research. Dr. Stevenson's work laid the foundation for continued research into reincarnation. His successor, Dr. Jim Tucker, continues this research at the University of Virginia. The Society for Scientific Exploration, co-founded by Stevenson, remains a hub for studying phenomena like reincarnation. Dr. Ian Stevenson's research offers compelling evidence for reincarnation through detailed case studies of children's past life memories. While the scientific community continues to debate these findings, Stevenson's work has undoubtedly expanded our understanding of reincarnation. For those interested in learning more, you can explore Stevenson's original reports and the ongoing research at reincarnationresearch.com. Now for the stories and anecdotes. One of the most intriguing and well-documented cases of reincarnation involves a young boy named James Leininger. Born in 1998, James began exhibiting unusual behavior at a very young age. He would frequently talk about planes, World War II, and a specific plane crash. As he grew older, his stories became more detailed. He would describe a Japanese fighter plane, a kamikaze pilot named Sonny, and a battle on the island of Iwo Jima. He even drew pictures of the plane and the crash site that were remarkably accurate. Intrigued by James's vivid accounts, his parents Bruce and Andrea Leininger began researching the history of Iwo Jima. They discovered that a Grumman F-6F Hellcat fighter plane had indeed crashed on Iwo Jima during the Battle of Iwo Jima. The pilot of the plane was a young man named James Houston Jr., who had been killed in action. The The Leiningers connected with Houston's family and shared James's story. To their astonishment, many of the details James recounted matched the experiences of James Houston Jr. James even remembered the name of Houston's ship and the date of his death. The case of James Leininger has been the subject of extensive study by researchers and scientists. While there is no definitive scientific explanation for reincarnation, the Leininger family's story provides compelling evidence for those who believe in the possibility of past lives. The case of Bridey Murphy. One of the earliest and most well-known cases of reincarnation involves a woman named Bridey Murphy. In 1952, Virginia-based housewife Ruth Simmons underwent hypnosis to treat her chronic headaches. During her hypnotic sessions, she began speaking in a thick Irish accent and claimed to be the reincarnation of a woman named Bridey Murphy who lived in Ireland in the 18th century. Under hypnosis, Simmons recalled vivid details of Murphy's life, including her family, friends, and experiences. She described her childhood in Ireland, her marriage, and her eventual death. Simmons even remembered specific landmarks and shops in the town where Murphy lived. The case of Bridey Murphy captured the public's imagination and sparked widespread interest in reincarnation. However, it's also faced significant criticism from skeptics who argued that Simmons' memories were simply the product of her subconscious mind. Despite the controversy surrounding the case, Bridey Murphy remains a fascinating example of the potential for hypnotic regression to uncover past life memories. The case of Ian Stevenson and the Tibetan reincarnation. One particular compelling case involved a young boy from Nepal named Tenzin Rinpoche. At a very young age, Tenzin began exhibiting unusual behavior. He would insist on wearing traditional Tibetan clothing and would often recount vivid memories of previous life as a high-ranking Lama. Based on Tenzin's claims, Stevenson conducted a thorough investigation. He interviewed the boy's family, friends, and community members. He also traveled to the monastery where Tenzin claimed to have lived his past life. To Stevenson's astonishment, he found that many of Tenzin's memories were consistent with the life of the deceased Lama. The boy was able to recall specific details about the monastery, the Lama's personal belongings, and even the events leading up to his death. Stevenson's findings on Tenzin and other cases of reincarnation helped solidify his belief in the possibility of past lives. While the case remains a subject of debate among scientists and skeptics, it offers a tantalizing glimpse into the mysteries of human existence. The case of Shanti Devi. Shanti Devi was an Indian girl who was a young child in 1935. She claimed to remember her past life as a woman named Lokdi Devi. She was able to provide detailed descriptions of her past life, family, and home. Her claim was investigated by Mahatma Gandhi and were later verified through interviews with Lokdi Devi's family. Shanti's detailed knowledge and accurate recollection led to significant interest and validation in reincarnation research. The Burmese twins, who were sisters in a past life, were reincarnated as twins in a subsequent lifetime. In the 1960s. They exhibited strong connections and similarities from their past life. These twins were also a part of Dr. Stevenson's study. The case showed that the twins had significant past relationships and retained certain personality traits and connections from their previous lives. Dorothy Eady, a British woman, began recalling her past life as an ancient Egyptian priestess named Om Seti in the 1930s. She displayed extraordinary knowledge of ancient Egyptian culture and customs. Om Seti moved to Egypt and became a well-known expert on ancient Egyptian history. Her detailed knowledge and connection to ancient Egypt were significant and well documented. Jennifer Schur, a young girl from the United States, began claiming to remember her past life as a woman named Barbara who had died in a car accident during the 1990s. Jennifer's detailed recollection, including specific names and places, were verified by researchers, leading to intriguing discussions about the possibility of past life memories. The case of Anneliese Michel. Anneliese Michel, a German woman, experienced memories of past lives that influenced her experience between 1968 and 1976. Her case, though tragic and complex, is often discussed in the context of reincarnation and spiritual beliefs. Anneliese's experiences were intertwined with religious and psychological issues, adding layers to her story and discussions on reincarnation. So, after all the research, the stories, and the case studies, what do you think? Are these experiences just strange coincidence, or is there something deeper at play? Whether you're a skeptic, a believer, or somewhere in between, reincarnation remains one of the greatest mysteries of existence. As for me, I still hear those two voices in my head, one that leans into the stories of past lives, and the other, well, it keeps asking questions. But maybe that's the point. Maybe we don't need all the answers right now. So, Do you think we get more than one shot at life? Let me know in the comments. And if you found this video intriguing, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Until next time.